extraordinary rendition. Those two words came to define the Bush administration's nefarious war on terror. Now the term is forever associated with the U.S. government's abduction and transfer of alleged terrorists to CIA black sites. There, prisoners could be indefinitely detained and tortured. Basically, it's exporting torture. But of course, all of that was supposed to change when a constitutional law professor took control of the executive branch. Obama initially promised us a new era of transparency and due process for all, no matter how grisly the alleged crime. Which brings us to last Saturday's joint raids by U.S. forces in Somalia and Libya. In Somalia, Navy SEAL Team 6, yes, that SEAL Team 6. You know, I'm beginning to wonder if there's even a SEAL Team 1 through 5. Well, they unsuccessfully attempted to capture a high-value al-Shabaab target, presumably in retaliation for the group's deadly siege of a shopping mall in Nairobi last month. Then in Libya, U.S. Delta Force apprehended Abu Anas al-Libi, the alleged mastermind behind the 1998 bombings of U.S. embassies in Kenya and Tanzania, outside of his home in Tripoli. Of course, both of these raids were conducted without the Somali and Libyan government's knowledge and cooperation, which resulted in protests on behalf of Libyans who don't take too kindly to CIA blackbaggers in their country. But according to Secretary of State John Kerry, these actions were 100% legal and appropriate. Sorry, but I fail to see how it's appropriate to usurp the sovereignty of two nations, one over another country's mass shooting and another over a terrorist attack that happened 15 years ago. Now, according to military officials, al-Libi is being interrogated and held on a Navy warship somewhere in the Mediterranean Sea. Officials have acknowledged that al-Libi has not been read his Miranda rights and has no access to a lawyer, but will be arraigned in a U.S. courtroom at some point. Mind you, this could be a week, a month, a year, or however long it takes for interrogators to get the answers they want out of al-Libi. Shockingly, many are praising Obama for not employing drones to assassinate al-Libi from the sky. This sentiment alone reveals what an utter disgrace the discourse has become. Complimenting the president for illegally kidnapping alleged terrorists and potentially torturing them instead of murdering them only emboldens the false dichotomy of fighting the so-called war on terror. But the most stunning compliment of all came from former White House Press Secretary for W, Ari Fleischer, who tweeted earlier today, "Bush's fourth term continues. No lawyer interrogation, secret rendition, snatch and grab on sovereign soil, indefinite detention." No, that wasn't a criticism of the president. That was a glorification of Bush 2.0. Because apparently snatching sovereign citizens from sovereign lands for 15-year-old crimes is something to celebrate.